Sure, no one gets to tell you what to do, but with freedom comes some of the challenges. So yes, you get to say what you want to. You can do what you want. You can take the jobs that you need, but you are now reliant on yourself to deliver the things, the better pay, and the flexibility that you need. There's no turning up at 9, no going home at 5. No one gives you any work. That's what you've got to do. The positives are really good, but the challenges are higher. So inconsistent. Working for yourself is great, but it can be inconsistent. For example, there are months last year where we as a company billed 4 or 5 times more than we did in other months. So if you are a business and you are an ice cream man, you're gonna make a lot more money in the summer than you are in the winter. If you're a Christmas tree seller, you're gonna make a lot more money in the winter. But even a consultancy, we'll have lots of works on in June, but no work on in August. And over the year, we make enough money to pay everyone, and including myself, to do what we need to do. But that inconsistency can be a struggle, and it can be the biggest struggle at the start, because for most people, that inconsistency starts from zero. So you're not making that money. So one of the things you need to look at, and this is a big thing for 2025, is how many months of money do you have? What's your runway before you need to take off and fly? Do you have 1 month's worth of savings, 2 months worth of savings, 6 months worth of savings, no months of savings? I usually say somewhere between 3 and 6 months set aside to pay your mortgage and your bills. If you have someone, a partner that is helpful and understanding, that's great. But overall, you need to pay your bills, and there will be a dip in your wages. I don't think anyone in the history of the world has quit a job and immediately been starting to make more money than they were making before, unless they'd already started the business. The second thing is, a lot of work you do is not paid. So every time I put in a tender, every time I put in a quote, a lot of the initial meetings and the little initial pitches, all the times I'm doing my taxes, which we'll come on to, and my other work that I do, it's not paid. So when I do get paid, and I get paid X pounds an hour to do the work that I do, I'm not getting paid for every hour that I work. For example, so far today, I've been paid for 2 of the 4.5 hours that I have worked so far today. And so that is something you need to factor in, that unlike when you're employed, where you turn up at 9 and 5, you're paid £15 an hour, £16 an hour, and you get paid that every time. That's not how it works for a business. Taxes. So the way taxes work is when you are employed, your taxes are paid before you get paid. So when you get your pay slip, it'll say, we took your tax, we took your national insurance, and it's your employer's responsibility to pay those taxes. When you are a self-employed and limited, and we'll go through that in a minute, you will pay your taxes directly. For example, my accountant has just sent me my accounts for the year. I have to pay thousands of pounds to the government in corporation tax. I have to pay money on income tax, and none of that is taken away. I have to put that aside as you go. And then benefits, I have to pay into my own pension, and no one pays into that pension for me. I don't get a company car. I have to pay for the company car because I am my own business and I run the business. So that's benefits. Paid time off. I want to go to the dentist. I don't get paid. If I need to go on holiday, I don't get paid. I don't get paid leave at all as a business owner. And whether you're self-employed or limited, that is one of those things that you have to think about as well. So, and we will get to the question, should you? But at the moment, what we want to talk about is what's the actual practicality of doing it. When people are employed, there's usually a hierarchy. So you'll start off as an assistant, you might go to an officer, then you might be a manager, and eventually you might be a director. That may or may not happen. That is a standard thing. And for each point you probably get paid slightly more, you may get slightly more benefits, but you may be expected to work more. All of a sudden, you're in charge of everything and everyone. If you want to employ more people, you're in charge of them too. You've got to decide what they want to do, but no one's telling you what to do. There's no plan and strategy unless you create one yourself.